What's up? Go back in your room.
That's exactly what Marc Rebillet did 3 years ago when the world went into lockdown and this guy got to work.
Let's go. You looking too good. You looking too good.
The classically trained muso started streaming his improv bedroom sessions on YouTube. And the rest is, well, history.
Got that vaccine and I'm feeling just fine.
These days, the loose-lipped New Yorker and his trademark Robe have racked up more than 180 million views, jammed with some famous faces, and earned the nickname Loop Daddy.
If you're showing up, then it's gonna get done. If you're showing up, I said it's gonna get done. If you're showing up, I said it's gonna get done.
Now Marc's broken free from NYC and set foot out into the world for an Aussie tour 2 years in the making. And if this pic is anything to go by, he's pretty stoked to be in town.
Please welcome the Loop Daddy himself, Marc Rebillet.
What's up?
I'm loving this energy.
Thank
loving
you.
this energy.
A military energy.
But you're back in Australia and you've gone full tourist mode already. You've only been here for a hot second, but
Yeah.
you've already met the locals being koalas. Were they friendly?
They're a lovely people. They're a lovely people.
I've heard that.
And they just constantly defecate.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Interesting.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's not our greatest
I kind of
work.
liked it. Isn't it? All right.
We've been waiting for you to come out to Australia for a couple of years now because this has been, postponed and whatnot. So there are people who in Australia have been waiting to see you for 2 years.
Yeah.
Is like when you're doing that kind of gig and people have been waiting, first of all, are you prepared for that energy they're going to bring? And secondly, are you worried that maybe in 2 years they've gone like, not for me anymore? You know?
Dude, it was a huge concern that, like, we would get here and no one would show up because they bought tickets like 3 years ago. So, we go to play and there's just no one there. But hasn't been the case so far, thankfully. And, the energy is, like, through the roof. You can feel it. It's, like, catharsis. It's really good. Yeah.
So I have to ask, like in all the videos we've seen of you, you're in your robe, you're in your jocks, you're in not a whole lot else. Like, is that a lockdown thing or is that just how you like to roll?
That's how I go to restaurants. That's how I go to church. No.
I mean, yeah, look at this
can
vision
see it.
here. You're not wearing the robe today.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, not today. Can you imagine if I was just doing that? Can you imagine how annoying that would be? I was just in a robe all the time. No, it was accidental. I mean, I had a couple robes several years ago, and then on my first tour, I was doing a bunch of shows, didn't have enough clothes to last me the length of the tour, and so I just started wearing robes from the hotels on stage. And that's kind of how it happened.
Did they make them pay for them or you just steal them from the hotels?
They just take them and
It's quite rock star.
deal with it later.
You do quite a bit of crowd surfing too, as I understand it.
Yeah.
That seems like a dangerous thing to do in your undies.
I hadn't thought about that until someone pointed it out, but you're right. It is. And so far, up until very recently, it hasn't been an issue.
And then what
why?
happened?
Well, then in Briz, Vegas,
Oh, no. That's right.
someone tried to finger my butt.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah,
Brisbane!
it's quite all right. It's quite all right.
All right.
Was that? Would you say the wildest thing? What's the wildest thing that's happened? Let's park that. But when you've been performing elsewhere around the world?
I mean, that's up there.
Yeah. Okay.
In there? That's in there.
Yeah.
Isn't it just?
Yeah. It was. I
sorry
have to
about
say,
that.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened before because you're in your underwear.
Your fans love paying tribute to you, including here in Australia. They sort of do the whole dressing up in the robes.
Yeah.
Did you, going into this, imagine that people were going to pay tribute to you in this way, that they were going to be that next level obsessive?
No, not at all. It's the whole thing is deeply bizarre, and to me, it's.
That's not you.
I was like, where was that? It's just a random
Actually, one of our
human.
producers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
That guy
Seriously,
loves
it
you
is.
so much he hasn't even plugged in his decks.
He's just screaming alone in his apartment. Much like myself, we have that in common.
Well, because people might not notice, but everything you do is entirely improvised.
That's right.
Like, so
That's right.
if we take a look at it now, it's just entirely made up on the spot. This is you. And you're just making it up on the spot. You're just going where the moment takes you.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you ever afraid that you're just gonna have a blank or anything, or do you have things you fall back on each time? Like, how do you stop yourself from panicking?
I mean, it happens all the time. I run out of ideas. I think an idea sucks while I'm in the middle of it. Any multitude of things happen when you're just making stuff up, and it's like what I've realized is that people enjoy watching you work through that. So it's like if I don't like something I'm making, I'll just delete it and tell them I don't like it, and we're starting again. And it's just being transparent about that on stage is something that I've come to realize people enjoy watching. So you just kind of own it. You lean into it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's really never perfect. And it doesn't always work, but like when it does, it really does. Because it's like, what? Yeah, it's spontaneous and it's nice in that way,
So you've streamed with some amazing sort of names like Jack Black, Tenacious D, Reggie Watts, Norah Jones. That's a pretty broad spectrum. Could you stream with anybody? Is there anybody you'd love to stream with?
That's a great question. Anyone
This is your chance.
have streamed with, who I haven't streamed with, who I would love to.
What about now on television,
Yeah.
Are you looking for a gig, Hingy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you want to do something?
I'm classically trained in piano as a child because look at me, obviously.
I'll just step aside and you can do it.
When though you say that, things just come to you and it is all improv and things like that, we've been having a debate today about another clip of yours. We weren't too sure what you said here.
Oh.
What did you say? What did you say?
I have no idea.
That's the magic. Did he say that's the magic?
There's a lot of that at the shows. I have no clue what to say. So, and no one cares. No one cares.
That's the spontaneity of it. And you can head to our website for all of the info on Marc's Aussie tour. Be quick about it though, because some shows have already sold out. Marc Rebillet, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
And good luck for the rest of the tour.
Thank you.